Hello and welcome back to today's episode of Cooking Wild with Ray. Today we'll be doing a hybrid recipe of a little bit of pan fry and oven baked moose kidneys. Yes, moose kidneys. The other thing that people don't like to eat, whether you love it or hate it, like liver. It's an easy recipe to follow. Hopefully you can try and replicate it with beef, pork, other types of wild game. Alright, here I've got 2 kidneys out of a large animal. It's a year and a half old, so you don't want to be cooking kidneys out of an older animal for fear of cadmium and other heavy metals. So here I'm going to take all of this membrane off and get them ready for a light flouring and bake. But before that, all of this is going to get cleaned up, and I'll go at all of these fats, the connective tissues, everything will be done. Once that's done, I'll cut them in half and put them in a salt brine with a little bit of sugar, just to get rid of that strong flavor.
So here you make sure you get a really good sharp knife. to this tube. It's easier to do this with a kidney that's been in the fridge for a little bit. That way everything's a little bit stiffer. And there you go. This is now going to get ready to go into my brine solution. So I'll repeat the same with this and this. Get it all cleaned up, and I'll show you what that looks like.
All right, here I've got my kidneys all cleaned out, all of my internal veins done out, and they're ready to go into a plastic bag. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. This is just going into a brine solution before we take it and bake it. It's just like doing a liver, the same consistency as any other internal organ. You're going to want to cook it through. All right, here we're going to get a half a teaspoon of red chili pepper flakes, cayenne pepper, and a half a teaspoon of fennel seed. We're going to introduce that right into there. I've got 4 heaping tablespoons of sea salt. The good stuff. We're going to add this right into here. We're going to add a whole cup of lukewarm water to dissolve the solids. And we're going to add a 1/4 cup of real maple syrup. So this, we then take our bag. We try to get as much air out of the bag as we can. Air is not our friend at this point. And we're going to take this, we're going to slosh everything around. Get our brine mixture. We've got the salt, we've got the spice, we've got the sweet. So at this point, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for the day. When I get home from work, this will now get ready for a bake in the oven. So this is going to be a fun part. It's going to have a good 8 to 9 hours of swimming in a nice salty sweet bath. All right, here we're going to get ready for our coating. For our kidneys, we're going to take about 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour and 1/3 cup of cornmeal. This way we're going to mix it evenly to get a good coating. We're going to get a fast fry on it, and then we're going to put it in the oven and bake it. Here, if you want, you can give it a little bit of salt, pepper, just to taste for your mix. All right, here I've got some of my my flour, cornmeal, and pepper mixture. And it's just gonna go into a quick fry in some vegetable oil, just to give them a quick sear before it goes into the oven. It doesn't all have to go in at once. You can do it in batches, and then it's gonna go on a cookie sheet in the oven for a final cook. Right here, I'm doing it in multiple batches. As you can see, I'm getting a good caramelized color on it. It's far from being cooked throughout, that's why it's going into the oven. Alright, so all of this is going to get put into a baking sheet. And I'm going to start my second batch. And there we go. I'll have this caramelized. I'll add this to everything that's going into the oven. I'm also going to add some onions into here. And all of this is going to be a big happy marriage. Alright, here my second batch is about ready to come out. I already took the liberty to add the onions. Everything's been seared off. So the entire works is going to go on my cookie sheet now. So this is going to go into a 350-degree oven for about 12 minutes. Alright, it's been a good 12 minutes. Coming out of the oven. Gives you an idea what it looks like. Completely cooked over. My onions are all nice and soft now. And I'm ready to plate my kidneys. And here you see it's cooked through just like you would a piece of liver. You know, love it or hate it. It's thoroughly cooked. It's tender. It's moist. And this is just a suggested serving. Mixed vegetables, mashed potatoes, whichever way you want. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like me on Facebook. Share the idea with families and friends. Remember, honor the animal that you've taken. Don't let anything go to waste. If you have any extra, help those in need.